Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sculpture 1, the Wire Sculpture Project. In this project, we're going to do something pretty simple. I've seen this one done kind of at the middle school level of different school districts. I've also seen, high schoolers take it to like a completely different level, and I've seen like adult artists who've really pushed the bounds on there. So, like anything, any project, you could kind of modify it so it could work for somebody who's 10 years old or 15 or 18 or as an adult, and you just kind of get it just gets more complex. Okay, so don't feel like, well, we're doing kind of young project. You can People at my age can do this one, and just come up with these amazing designs. It's just a medium, again, that just helps you, find a way to express yourself, or reproduce something and try to look at something from a different perspective. Okay. One artist that I do want us to spend just a little bit of time talking about is Barbara Hepworth. She was a British sculptor artist, who was from Yorkshire, so that's England. She was a leading figure in the international art scene throughout her 5 decades. So she was a very noteworthy female artist. So a lot of her stuff is very non-objective, um, or is extremely abstract, kind of thing. And I felt like this was a good one to kind of look at a little bit, because your stuff that you make can be the same way. It's definitely something where it could be very objective, where it would kind of tell a story, but it does have a little bit of abstractness to it, or it could be completely abstract, and you're just looking at form and looking at how you're going to paint it, and stuff like that. So scrolling down a little bit kind of gets into themes. So we'll watch a video on this, and then themes. You could reproduce a famous painting. You could paint a landscape or a seascape on here. You can kind of play around with colors to a point, but I do want to make sure that it is intricate. Okay, so for example, like this top left one here, broken down into very small shapes. Really paid attention to clean lines. Really paid attention to how they go from like one color to another color, versus this back one here, which is kind of pretty. They did definitely spend time trying to get that dark blue to the light blue area, but it would go really fast, which means your effort that you're kind of doing against somebody else who might do something like this clock one, which is actually like three pieces put together in one, it wouldn't be there. So I wouldn't be able to give you a grade, a very good grade on it, because of the amount of effort and time you put into it. So if you wanted to come up with a series that were very well done and they were all simple, that'd be something that we could talk about. Okay, but a lot of times people do, like, they reproduce something famous, or they'll do some kind of a landscape, cityscape, on here, and then we'll definitely spend some time painting it. Okay, so come up with some ideas. So 1, 2, and 3. Must show 3 to 5 days worth of effort painting, and so you have to get detailed. And then come up with a sketch. It doesn't have to be amazing by any means, but it gives me an idea of what you're thinking about. So I do my best to try to give you the best grade possible. So kind of like with English, they want you to give you a draft, so you have an idea of what you're going to be doing, and can see it and tell you, yeah, you're on the right track to get an A. Or it's like, well, maybe you should go back, try to rethink something here a little bit, so we can get you that A, if that's what you want in class, to be able to take sculpture too, kind of thing. So just scrolling down, things that you're going to be graded on: 10% of your grade, 5 points, it's 10%. 3 or more painting theme ideas. So I want to know, that's what this is. 3 things, in the sketch out, or painting of an idea. The bulk of your grade, which is 80% of grade, successful relationship between form and surface application. So that gets into, when you curve this, how does your painting relate to that curve? Is it become like a wave? Does it kind of symbolize, wind? Does it, what does it, how do they relate? So it's not something where you just slap something on there, but you really got to kind of pay attention to how the two-dimensional value of this, which is your painting, and the three-dimensional value of your sculpture, how do they come together when you kind of work on it? Completely painted with intricate design applied as paint or collage. And I didn't bring that one up. If you really struggle with painting and you want to do more of a cut things out, paste on there as a collage, that'd be fine. When we do collages, it's definitely about cutting out around the shape versus cutting all these rectangles and squares. Okay, so there is definitely time involved, and then how do you bring words in, and how do you take different text from different magazines and how you can put those letters that come from different texts together to create something that might go around your base. So lots of ideas. Um, Project is well constructed, stable, and balanced. If I set it down, does it tip over? How have you solved that problem? With it being constructed well. Okay. Then obviously Arsonia is important when you get this one done and doing a good job with taking a photo of that and cropping it. So other than that, I know some students, just like any project, that love this, and some that just didn't like it at all. I hope you're one of the ones that do enjoy it, because it does have a lot of possibilities. So other than that, just let me know if you have any questions on it, and good luck on the project. Thanks.